Good morning. This morning we are doing the tulip stitch, and this is how it looks. Makes a nice lacy pattern. This is how the back looks. Not too remarkable, but it's an interesting stitch. It's a lot of fun to do. It's a little bit challenging, but I think you'll find it interesting. This stitch is a 2-row repeat, actually, once you get the setup row done. Okay, take 2 for that. Now I've already started my stitches, so the way this stitch starts is we will chain 1, and then here in this back loop we are going to do 2 double crochets. So that is yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, again, yarn over, go through, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2. That creates the first 2 double crochet stitches. Then we are going to skip the next 2. We are going to go through this stitch knitwise, but we are also going to go through the vertical bars. You're going to pick up both of those, and you're just going to pull up a loop. Then we'll skip 2 again, 1, 2, and then into this next stitch we are going to place 5 double crochets, but we are going to go through the stitch knitwise and through the bar as well. So there's 1. Now we'll do that again. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Then once again we're going to skip the next 2 stitches beginning with this one, and we will go through this bar again, through the vertical bar, yarn over, pull up a loop. Now we're going to skip the next 2, and in the last stitch, which is these 2 vertical bars here, where we would normally just do a regular Tunisian simple stitch, we are going to place 3 double crochets. So we're going to yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and we'll place 2 more into that. Now your return pass is normal. You're going to chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, 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 all the way across to the end. And let me get my yarn untangled here. Sometimes I don't know what happens. It's like gremlins get in. All the way to the end. All right, and we are ready to do the first. This is the first row of the repeat. Okay? Okay, now for this first row, we are going to skip these first 2 stitches, and here in this stitch, we are going to do double crochets. We're going to place 5 double crochets there, okay? But instead of going in the stitch, we are going to use it like a post stitch. We're going to crochet around that, and we're going to add 5 stitches. The reason that we are doing it this way instead of going through the stitch is it will actually make this stitch more stable and won't cause it to just grow. All right, so 5. All right, you've got your 5 stitches there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we are going to skip the next 2. And right now you can sort of see you're in the shell of that first flower, if you want to call it a flower. So we're skipping the next 2 and we're going to go through that stitch knitwise and through the bar and pick up a stitch, just like that. Then we are skipping the last 2 of that shell, and again we're going to place 5 double crochets around this bar like a post. You're basically doing 5 double crochets around the post. So 2, 3, 4, and 5. Straighten out my yarn a little bit here again. Okay, we're going to skip the next 2 stitches and we are at the end. So we are going to do our neat close there. Yarn over, pull up a loop. Then the return passes as normal, chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, all the way across to the end. Now I am keeping my tension very loose in hopes that you can see what's going on. If you're not keeping it nice and loose, you're going to see that pattern, that flower pattern, develop a little bit more closely. But as you can see, that is that first row of the repeat. Okay? Now we'll move on to that second row of the repeat. Now we again are going to work sort of like our setup row. We are going to chain 1, and then we are going to work 2 double crochets into that back loop there. So we'll do that. Another double, oops, only pick up the 1 stitch. Don't use splitty yarn like I am today. Now we are going to skip the next 2 stitches, and in this one we'll go knitwise and through the bar and pick up a loop. And then again we will skip 2 stitches and we will do 5 double crochets around that post. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then again we will skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then we will go through knitwise through it in the vertical bar, draw up a loop. Now again we'll skip 2 and we're at the end for our closing, and like we did down here, we're going to place 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Now our return pass is as standard. So chain 1, then yarn over, go through 2 all the way across. Make sure you're going through the 2. And that is that row repetition. Now again, the next row, you're simply going to repeat that first row, which was to skip 2 vertical bars and do 5 double crochets around that post. Oops, almost finished it off, didn't I? It's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we will skip the next 2 stitches and go in knitwise and through the vertical bar, draw up a loop. And then again, we'll skip the next 2 and around this bar, we'll place 5 more double crochets. 2, 3, oops, had a knot there, 4, and 5. We will again skip the next 2 and we will go into our 2 vertical bars. There, pull up a loop. Then our return pass is the same. Chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Need to get some more yarn out here. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Don't know why it's so difficult. And there you have it. And there we've got another row done. And then we'll just repeat again the second row, which basically begins just like the setup row with the chain 1, 2 double crochets into this first stitch. If I can get it in there. That's 1, 2, and then you will skip the next 2, go through knitwise, through that middle one and the bar, pull up a loop, and then we will skip the next 2 and place 5 double crochets around the post. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then again, we will skip the next 2 stitches and go through this in the vertical bar, pull up a loop, and then into our chain 2, into our last stitch, we will place 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. And then your return pass is as normal. Chain 1, yarn over, pull through 2, 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 all the way to the end. And there you have it. Those are the 2 rows that you will be repeating over and over for this pattern. This would make a nice dishcloth pillow. You might even want to make a jacket out of this. Who knows? It's a very different stitch, and you will learn as you're going along. Once you're watching it and you're seeing your pattern, you'll recognize, if you put it down, you can recognize where you need to begin. I know that I had done the 3 double crochets here before, so I'll skip 2 and then do 5 around that post. You just begin to recognize the pattern as you're going, and you can see that it does work and works well. So I do hope that you did enjoy this little stitch. It is called the tulip stitch, although I would call it a flower stitch more than a tulip, because it really doesn't make the looks of a tulip. But it is named a tulip stitch. So I guess maybe because it's a flower and blooms out like that, who knows why the person chose that name for this stitch. But I hope you did enjoy that. And again, I'll see you again next week. We will do the lacy full stitch. I will see you guys then. Bye.